Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Happy, lovely morning here in Los Angeles. What is the deal with you all? Yeah, I'm working on the chair a little bit. There we go. I'm still frazzled from getting out of the shower. It is 8:17 here in Los Angeles, California. Heading off to do a little send live after this. So I had to prep for everything. Got the mic going over time. How am I looking, boys? How am I, ladies? How am I looking? How am I sounding? More importantly, I know that's a big deal for a lot of people. But listen, I got my bowl of cereal. We're 8:15 to 8:30 is the pre-show. That's the way I look at it. 8:30 is when we're going to get into things, talk about everything. I want to say hi to everybody who's in here. First, let me get the heads up. Am I sounding good? Somebody let me know if I'm sounding good. I'll have a bite of my cereal while you tell me that. Come on now. That's good stuff. Yep. New haircut. Got it done on Friday. It was time. Yeah. Cool. Looking. Okay. Let's say hi to everybody. What's up, Andrew G? How are you? Rick Samoris, what's going down? MK Songbird, what's going down? Quee George Jim, what's going down? I love it. Haskell, what's up, brother? And guys, the lighting is kind of weird today because it's overcast. So I'm doing the best I can to light my face so you can see my face and everything of that nature. Maybe I'll push a couple of the lights up before we start 8:30, but that's why it's a little like bright right now on my face. What's up, Chris Scorpio? Javier D? Yeah, Javier D. I'm going to do a reaction video for that Black Widow trailer later today. Neil Hutchinson, yes, R.I.P. Max von Sydow. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Don't forget, guys, send in your super chats, send in your Streamlabs, all of that. We're going to talk about all of it. I've got the Streamlabs up right now, and you've got Jake Yakoveta in here moderating. Thank you, Jake. Also, give Jake some love for that thumbnail. Really good thumbnail. Always enjoy what Jake can do. When I ask him to jump on something, he's always so great at bringing out the graphics. So I'm very, very happy to have somebody like Jake moderating the chat and helping me out here as I put together these Mornings with the Outlaw. And this is Mornings with the Outlaw, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays now. That's the deal. Don't forget, tomorrow night is the debut of the new Outlaw Nation show. Let's do a little fun. Let's do a little video for it right now. Oh, it's pretty. It's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. Shout out to Brian Ward for that incredible design. Got to give much love to him. He's so good at this kind of stuff, so great at bringing it forward and bringing it to life, so I'm very happy for that. MK Songbird, what's up, man? Hey, Spectator, morning. DJ Jash TV, hi. Rocky Drago, already your message is retracted. I respect your spirit to keep trying, Rocky Drago. Andrew G says, let's get it Monday. Camshaft, what's up, Camshaft? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Jay Scott for real. Top of the morning to you, Jay Scott for real. Vanja Kostic, welcome back from Croatia. How are you? Manny Gonzalez, hello. Ronnie Padilla, what's going down? Reginald Harris, what's up? Back 946. How are you? Andy Burnett, happy time zone. Yeah, I hope you all fixed your clocks. Hope you all know what time it is right now. Now that we had, was it daylight saving time or whatever it was yesterday? Kyle Gerbrandt, hello. Oscar Romo, what are you? See that guy over there? Morning. Adelia Chamberlain, good morning to you. Manny Gonzalez, welcome. I am, hello. Let's see. Randall Tan, what's going down? Good morning. Oh, good. Looking, sounding good. Thank you so much. Back 946, thank you for the compliment. Victor Acosta, how are you? Let's see. Anybody? Matty Gunner, morning. Chris Barnes, how are you? Duke Tucker, still one of my favorite names ever. Duke Tucker, how are you, Duke? What's up, Duke Tucker? Kevin Merton, how are you? Jesse Carrera, good morning as well. Oscar Romo, Rocha, is your name really John or Juan? It is John. It is John. I changed it to John when I was 9 years old from another name, and maybe someday I'll reveal that to some people. 2053 Krypton, what's up? Oscar Romo, Jake the GOAT. He is the GOAT, that's for sure. He's fantastic. Let's see, who else we got in here that I haven't said hi to? Jesse CT5597, Horseman! Hell yeah. I hope you all saw that stupid little TikTok I did yesterday. Just fucking around. I was at the car wash And Abby's been like kind of hassling me a little bit to do a TikTok, and I just felt like doing it right there in the car. And that's basically the TikToks I'm going to do. Very chill, very simple. There's gonna be no dancing. Well, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe if someone donates enough, I'll do a little dance on TikTok. Facetious Christ, what's going down? Outlaw Nation, stand up. Ben Rayner, hey Ben, good to see you. Absent good, what up, Outlaw man? Food must be good because you smacking LOL. I know, it is good. Mukbang with yeah. That should be a separate thing, right? Just me eating, and I've heard that. Paul said, ever watched The Seventh Seal by Ingrid Bergman? I'll tell you, that's my first Ingrid Bergman film I ever saw, Paul. That's a super chat coming through. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, absolutely. Max von Sydow, that was my experience with him. I was always, such a fan of the things that he was able to do, and certainly Seventh Seal, and that's the film you see right there, that thumbnail. That is a chess game that Max von Sydow's character is playing with death. If you've never seen Seventh Seal, I can't recommend it to you enough. It's such an incredible film for its time. Visually fantastic as well, very well directed from Ingmar Bergman, and fantastic performance from Max von Sydow. The late great now, sadly, Max von Sydow. But to be honest with you, Max von Sydow has looked the same for the last 40 years, right? I know he's 90 when he passed away, but I thought he was one of those vampires that would just be eternal because he's always looked that old for like 30 or 40 years. So it's almost weird to see him in the young photos to see what he used to look like, the strapping young man that he used to look like. But such an incredible career, and I'll do a little bit of a eulogy to him, of course, later on in the show. But yeah, definitely, Seventh Seal is one of my favorite films ever for Ingrid Bergman. And I'm not a big Bergman fan, but I like the concepts and the philosophy that are explored in The Seventh Seal, so I can't recommend it enough. Plus, as I've said on Top 10 all the time, it is an actual Criterion collection that you can pick up. There's a lot of, if you're a Bergman fan, there's a lot of stuff in the Criterion collection that you can pick up from him, a master filmmaker that he is. John Paul, good morning. Thank you for that question, Paul. Really appreciate it. Coolcat036. How are you? Kevin Lenda, what's going down? I'm picturing you riding into town and kicking ass with that music playing, LOL. Yeah, I know, right? It's such an awesome little track that Brian Ward found. I don't know if we're going to keep that music, but I kind of like it. Absent Good, what's up? Yeah, I was smacking. Anybody else? Will Watson, what's up? All right, well, that's everybody so far here at this pre-show section of the show. I think if I'm going to do an 8:15 to 9:30 show, 8:15 to 8:30 is me getting some food, me hanging out with you all. Maybe, was it mukbanging? Maybe mukbanging and doing that kind of jazz. So let me turn off my headphones here. Let me jump into a couple of the Streamlabs that already come in. That's Adelia Chamberlain. She donated. She wanted to send out many thanks to the chat for helping to keep me distracted on Friday while my father was in the middle of his heart surgery. Happy to report that surgery was successful and he's going to be okay. Much love to you, John, and this community. Much love to you, Adelia. It's great to hear about your dad. Thank God, thank the universe, whatever you feel like thanking, and that's awesome. That's great to hear that he's recovering and that surgery went well. That's important, and that it was successful. More important than anything else, that it was successful. So much love to him and much love to you and to your strength for getting through it. I'm glad we could help you in any way we could to make you laugh, make you smile, make you whatever. I'm glad we were able to do that. So much love to him and much love to you, Adelia. And thanks for being part of this crew. Thanks for being part of the nation. I can't thank you enough. All right, we got almost 100 of y'all in here as we're about to start the show here in about 4 minutes. Will you please swing over and hit that like button? I'd really appreciate it if you gave me some love on the like section. I'm always trying to get 150 to 200 likes before we wrap up any of these versions of the Outlaw Nation. Maybe someday we'll get up to 300 or 400 likes, depending on the amount of people that are in here. But, this is a good, consistent crew that you all have been coming back every morning that I do the show to hang out with me and shoot the shit and hear my thoughts on all the nuttiness of the world, from the world of entertainment, and also some of the, more serious topics from the world of entertainment. So tomorrow night with the Outlaw Nation channel, the Outlaw Nation show, it's not going to be like this show. It's not going to be just talking about entertainment. It's going to be talking about whatever I want to talk about. And I'm definitely planning on having guests. I'm kind of on the fence about whether I should have a guest for the first show or not. But, I'm looking at it. So it's going to be 5 to 7 p.m. tomorrow night, 5 to 7 p.m. tomorrow night, West Coast time. That's what I'm doing. And just trying out that time bracket. Maybe I'll go later, maybe not, depending on how I feel. I also was kicking around 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the West Coast as well, but we'll see. I want to see how this time plays out. And It's definitely going to be a live show, so it'll be that kind of. So there'll be, you guys can send in your Streamlabs or super chats if you want to get your questions answered. But it'll be about everything. It'll be about mental health. It'll be about relationships. It'll be about politics. It'll be about sports. It'll be about entertainment. It'll be about whatever I feel like talking about and whatever's going to grab my interest. So it'll start out with something, like I think what I'm going to construct it as is start out with a quote from someone famous or someone who's kind of gone through things, and we'll use that as a quote as kind of a launching off point to talk about a thing that's going on in my world, or maybe your world, or a world that's going on, or something that's going on with some other people that it's like kind of grabbing the pop culture, the zeitgeist, and we'll leapfrog into other things from there. So that's basically how I want to do the show. I don't know how many photos or videos or things that nature I'm going to put on the show, but it's going to be different in that way. So and I may shoot it from my smaller studio here in the place. And more of an informal kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes down. Let's see. Jedi Sith, morning Rocha. Finally got to tune in live since I had to stay home today because I'm not feeling well. I'll be tuning in this SEN live as well. Hope to see you there. Definitely, I'll be there hosting at 10 a.m. So don't forget to jump over there after you're done with this stuff. Luis Macias, buenos dias. Todo es bueno. Don't worry, all is good in sound. Thanks. Kanu Hakufu Nico Robin _DB. Hello, welcome back, my man. Much appreciate you joining me every time I do this show. Nathan Stowe, how are you? Let's see. Watched the Atlanta match this weekend, and it was epic. Oh, yeah, it was, Nathan. Definitely, it was epic. It was insane how much that was going on. Portrait of a Lady on Fire review still in the pipeline. Yes, MK Songbird, going to see that this week and also see The Way Back. Might even see The Way Back today after I finish up at SEN Live. Don't forget, tonight, though, I'll be on The Wanger Show. That's right, The Wanger Show with Christian Ruvalcaba, Cody Hall, and Brian over there. We're going to be hanging out and doing... and you never know what's going to happen because I know they gave me a lot of shit last week for Black Lanta. So this is going to be fun. So remember to tune in tonight. I think 9 p.m. West Coast time. So tune in then. It'll be fun. Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ said SEN Live was a wild ride on Friday. Did you get those texts on the way home from Christian? I did not know. Christian didn't send anything. He didn't say anything at all about the show. So the fact that I'm still hosting on today means I think we were okay. So, but yeah, what a crazy fun show. Can't thank Corey enough for coming on the show. You guys got to follow him and definitely follow Double Toasted because that is an awesome show and an awesome crew to be a part of. Okay, got over 100 of you all in here. Please swing over, hit that like button. Would really appreciate it. Y'all giving me some love on that, and it would mean a lot. Thank you. Get me over 100 as soon as possible. And don't forget about the Streamlabs. Don't forget about the Super Chats. And I'm going to jump into the show now. All right, well, it's 8:30. Let's jump into the show. Welcome to the Outlaw Nation for the Mornings with the Outlaw show that I've got going on here. For those of you who are new, thanks for giving it a chance. For those of you who are not new, welcome back. Always appreciate you all coming to join me on these crazy mornings to talk about stuff. And of course, we have to talk about, first off, the box office that happened over the weekend. Onward got itself the number one slot. The new animated film from Pixar came in at about $40 million domestically and $68 million worldwide. It was made for $200 million, however, so a lot of people are not exactly 100% crowing about the box office for this film, unfortunately. It's in terms of inflation, this is according to Scott Bendelson over at Forbes, is the person I trust the most about the box office. He said it's the lowest domestic Friday through Sunday launch ever for a Pixar movie. Let that sink in, ever for a Pixar movie. That is kind of shocking. And he said, don't compare it to Frozen 2, which only, quote unquote, opened with 41 million on its first day, or Toy Story 4 that only opened with 120 million. This is such a small number that not even Frozen 2 level legs can save it. He's saying even if it pulls a 3.75 times weekend to final multiplier, it'll earn just $150 million domestically, and that would be the second lowest Pixar toon gross between The Good Dinosaur at 123 million and Cars 3 at 153 million. That's unfortunate, because this is a film that I thought was absolutely enjoyable, very fun. Definitely have my review of this coming out later on, either today or tomorrow. But this was a film that I thoroughly enjoyed, had such a great time watching, went with my fellow geek buddy Michael Vogel, and we both enjoyed the hell out of this thing and got a little emotional at the end as well with the story that they were telling. But such great characters, such great chemistry here between you. That's Octavia Spencer's character there on the right, and you'll see that's, of course, Tom Holland and Chris Pratt voicing the two main characters, the brothers who are looking to bring their father back with a spell that brings their father back for 24 hours only, and they're on their journey because they were only able to get half of his body back, and so they're on this journey to get the rest of his body back so they can have kind of a goodbye to him and everything like that. So not spoiling too much, that's basically the plot of the movie and everything that they encounter along the way, learning more about themselves, learning more about their relationship with each other, and learning more about their relationship with their father. In the meantime, their mom chases them down. That's voiced by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. So I'm pretty surprised at how this film did. I know the reviews were lukewarm, but they weren't bad. They were decent reviews. They were good reviews. They weren't great reviews. Maybe that had something to do with it as well. I think the audience score, let's see if I've got the audience score for it. Yeah, the audience score was, it was 86% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty good for Pixar, although the past three have gotten 94 or above on Rotten Tomatoes, which is Toy Story 4, Incredibles 2, and Coco. But this one, I think this one's got a strong audience score as well. So a lot of people's complaints, I think they felt that it was a bit routine, that there wasn't anything that incredible about the movie, and that's unfortunate. You know, that's kind of what happens here with you when you drop a Pixar movie. You kind of expect it to blow the doors off you emotionally, blow the doors off you visually, to that way, and maybe Onward doesn't do that. Although, like I said, I think it's thoroughly enjoyable. I mean, I'd rather have this than Good Dinosaur. The Good Dinosaur was absolutely terrible, and it's unfortunate because the animation there was incredible. The realistic animation that they did was phenomenal, but you see the movie and you're like, yeah, this feels kind of like, okay, got it, and the characters weren't that interesting. But in Onward, I didn't expect much because I didn't think the trailers were that great. And I heard from one of my sources that Disney cut the funding for the marketing for this film almost in half, if not more than half, because they realized that this wasn't tracking well, it wasn't getting enough attention, and they want to put their money behind Soul. They think that's the one that's really going to be incredible and feel like one of those Pixar movies, great Pixar movies that goes in there. So it's an interesting situation. You know, is it the marketing? I mean, the trailers, like I said, weren't that great. The reviews were good, not phenomenal. And, you know, people were saying, oh, it's the coronavirus. It has nothing to do with coronavirus here domestically. You know, people went after 9/11 to see movies. People went after numerous other things to see. Look at the Joker situation. Joker was only what, $50 million in terms of production budget, maybe 65. The rumors between that. Between those numbers, but people still went, even though there was threats about possible violence and the incel stuff and all that lunacy that they brought up around the Joker, which I did not agree with, and I did not think, and I don't think applies at all. But all of that surrounded the Joker, and still that thing made $1 billion. So there must have been just something about the look of this film, something about the reviews, something about just the story of the movie, maybe, that disattracted enough people that it only opened with 40 million. Now, it could have legs, but the legs it has would have to be incredibly strong legs, even stronger than their dad's legs in the movie, for it to get to a position where it's doing really, really well, and it's a successful film for Pixar. But as I said, that being said, I enjoyed it. I couldn't recommend it enough. I got emotional watching it, and I know I just got a text last night from my other fellow geek buddy, Shannon McClung, who went to see it by himself and got himself emotional watching the movie as well. Michael got emotional, so it's certainly a thumbs up from the geek buddies, that's for sure. So it's a surprising situation that didn't do as well. And you got Mulan coming up, so whatever legs it thinks it might have, Mulan is going to come along like a big giant beast and just trample everything in sight, and we'll see how the reviews of that goes. Of course, there's a lot of controversy around that film with what happened politically there in Hong Kong and China, but also the coronavirus situation could affect that film as well, box office-wise internationally. We'll see how it does domestically, but everyone's expecting that thing to just go incredible. It's about over and under $45 million is the projection for the weekend. So there you go. We'll see. I'm sorry. That was the projection for Onward was $45 million. For Mulan, it's at $85 million. That's what it's tracking right now. Over under $85 million. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for that. But in second place was Invisible Man. Love this movie. I've got my review coming up today, probably later on today as well. the reimagining of the H.G. Wells story, directed by Lee Winnell, of course, starring the lovely Elizabeth Moss and Storm Reed, who, trust me, Storm Reed is one of these actresses, one of these people that is going to just shock the world with her knowledge, her activism, and her talent. So look out for this woman. Don't be surprised if she's a senator or maybe a president one day. Just sitting down with her and having conversations with her like we did on that set visit, she was just one of the most brilliant young people I've ever had the pleasure of talking to and having a conversation with. So much love to her. And of course, Aldous Hodge continuing his ascent up the Hollywood chain. Such a massive fan of him as an actor. I still think that Jon Stewart is in motion for him. I really wish they'd cast him as Jon Stewart. I think he's got the look, the acting chops, and the energy and charm to play that Jon Stewart. And I don't mean charm like he's smiling. I mean charm like big strength within himself and his energy. It had $15.2 million over the weekend. It's now made around $52.7 million domestically, which is strong considering it was just an $8 million movie to make. So drinks on Lee Winnell the next time he's in town. For anybody who is hanging out with Lee Winnell, make him pick up the tab, because that is a pretty penny. And I hope he worked out a deal that he got some of that, some points on the back end for that situation. In third, you had The Way Back from Ben Affleck. It earned just $8.5 million. That's unfortunate. It's not a strong showing. It's not like Emma. Emma did really well in limited release again this past weekend, but The Way Back, we're hoping it would get a little bit of a stronger presence, stronger footprint. It's a B+ cinema score. Got well reviewed for the most part. Directed by Gavin O'Connor, of course, stars Ben Affleck, kind of a comeback film for him after all the situations happened with him, with rehab and the stuff going on with Batman, all of that that happened to him. But he's getting some of the best reviews of his career for his performance in this movie. He stars as an alcoholic construction worker who finds a potential outlet for redemption or recovery via coaching a high school basketball team. And it's probably a film that's not going to do well. I mean, it had to come out of the gate strong to have legs, and unfortunately it did not. And it's below the $10 million debut of Just Mercy, which ended up getting $36 million domestically, but it's above the likes of Richard Jewell, The Kitchen, The Goldfinch, and The Good Liar. I mean, people are saying, oh, this means that people don't show up for these movies, they don't show up for these big things, and I don't think that I could agree with that, because I think it just has to be a good movie. That's the thing at the end of the day. And I think what a lot of the reviews here said is they focused more on Ben Affleck's performance than the overall movie, right? So this isn't like a Lincoln situation where it's Spielberg directing Lincoln, and like, in my opinion, Daniel Day-Lewis is the reason to see the movie. The movie overall isn't as good as I was hoping it was going to be, but it's good enough so that Daniel Day-Lewis's performance really shines in that situation. I think Ben Affleck here is a bit cursed in this movie that it isn't as good as people were hoping to see from this film, or from Gavin O'Connor. So in the end, it's a Ben Affleck, almost like a pseudo Ben Affleck vehicle. And do we need a Ben Affleck vehicle? Because he's already, our guy. A lot of people like him. If you like him, you like him. If you don't, you don't. I don't know if there's any performance that's going to change your mind now in the latter half of his career. But this is a fantastic comeback for him. And maybe it doesn't make money. Maybe it doesn't blow the doors off the box office, as I keep saying. But it's a good step forward for Ben in this process of redeeming himself for himself. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't redeem himself in our eyes. He doesn't do any of that shit. Everybody's journey is their own. His journey is his own, and maybe this is a positive that he's, kind of taking the next step forward in his sobriety, next step forward in kind of confronting the demons that he had by playing them out in a movie and working through them in that way. So, he worked hard to stay a part of this. I talked about Jennifer Garner's role in this last week on one of my mornings with the Outlaw, which I think it's Friday or Thursday was the show that we did that. And so, you see all the things that were in play here. So maybe it doesn't make a lot of money, but it serves its purpose in Ben Affleck's life, and that's not a negative. That's not a negative. And I think another good Gavin O'Connor movie is not a negative either. This is a fantastic director, Miracle, Warrior, such a good director. So I'm looking forward to see how good the Way Back is. All right, let's take a moment, let's take a break, and take a look at some of these Streamlabs or Super Chats. Do I have any Super Chats that have come through yet? Nope. Oh, come on, send them in, boys. Send them in. I got to keep the lights on in this place that are shining on my face. Please send in your Streamlabs and your Super Chats this morning. I want to answer any questions you guys have about what's going on in your world. Any questions about what's going on in life? Jake Iacovetta moderating the chat here for me. Thank you so much, Jake. Please send in your Streamlabs. You see right there, www.streamlabs.com/John Rocha says, so I can answer your questions. Really trying to focus on those and get those answered for you all. And of course, much love to Jake, who is putting up the address there as well in the chat. Let's see here. What do I got first? Andrew G. He said, I think Disney/Pixar may need to try and take a risk and do something that looks different like Sony did with Spider-Man and the upcoming Connected, where the new visual styles of those are what is getting me into the theater to see/support it. You might be right. I wouldn't say that the Onward look is the same as the other Pixar looks. It's certainly distinctly different, and the world of kind of like the world that they create between the actual world that they're living in now transitioning from the world of magic, I don't think that's a negative. I think it's got its own distinct look. It's the problem is that maybe it's a look that doesn't appeal to a lot of people. So Andrew G, in a roundabout way, you might be saying that that's what it was for you, is that the look didn't seem that interesting or that stylish or that different, and it seemed to be like a run-of-the-mill animated film. And do you expect that from Pixar? I think it's kind of similar to like The Rainmaker for Francis Ford Coppola. You're like, Coppola did The Godfather. Coppola did The Conversation. Coppola did Godfather Part 2, Apocalypse Now, all these incredible movies. What is he doing directing The Rainmaker, right? There's no distinct style to The Rainmaker that signifies it's a Coppola film. And I think the same thing here. There's not necessarily a distinct Pixar style to this movie that makes it feel like a Pixar movie, other than it tugging on your heartstrings, right? Doing an emotional story that both adults and kids can kind of connect to. And I think Don Scanlon did a great job directing this thing. It's just at the end of the day, you might be right, Andrew G, maybe just the animation and what have you didn't quite get it done for people who were watching the movie or wanting to see the movie. And for the people who were maybe on the fence about it, maybe it didn't come across that line for them and push them enough over the fence to go see it. So we'll see. And Soul coming up soon later on this year. We'll see if that's the one that kind of really explodes for Pixar. All right, next one here is from... Oh, and I agree with you about Connected. I like that animation style. We talked about it on the latest episode of The Geek Buddies, which is up now on the YouTube channel, on this YouTube channel. Please go take it. It's over 1,000 views already. Thank you all so much. We dropped it on Friday. I was struggling with some audio issues on it. Won't happen again, but had to struggle with some audio issues and put it on there. But yeah, it is... we enjoyed the trailer, and you can see our reactions to it on the latest Geek Buddies show, which is available now on this YouTube channel. All right, this is from JB_Bonifacio. My favorite part of the new Black Widow trailer was Taskmaster watching Iron Man 2 like a true Marvel stan. Happy Monday, Outlaw Nation. Yeah, is that what happened to that thing? That is so funny, yeah. Now, the final trailer did drop this morning. For those of you who may not know, the final Black Widow trailer dropped this morning. I wasn't able to 100% watch it just yet because I think I want to do a trailer reaction to it, but I know that it did drop, and it had a lot of interesting things going on for that one. A lot of new images, new scenery. So it's a final one. So they haven't announced they're pushing it. So to me, it sounds like this is going to happen. So get ready to go see this thing. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I get an early screening to go and take a look at it, give you all my thoughts on social media and what have you. So that's going to be a fun situation when that film finally drops. A lot of people are looking forward to see if this thing is going to work. And we shall see. We shall absolutely see if it's going to work and if people will be going. If this is the next film that maybe comes close to $1 billion for Marvel. I don't think so, but a lot of people think it's certainly possible. So we'll see. All right, let's move on to our next thing. That's all the Streamlabs I have so far, I think. Yes, that's all the Streamlabs and all the Super Chats. Let me take a look and make sure. I don't want to move on without seeing everybody's Streamlabs, rather, and seeing if it's up for... any questions that I'm missing? Let me see. No, don't have any Streamlabs. Don't have any Super Chats. Please send them through, everybody. Would love to do anything you all, answer any questions that you all need. All right, let's move on to our next story, and that is for, sadly, the passing of Max von Sydow, as we were referencing earlier here. He passed away just a few this morning, actually, and got some nice tributes that are going on with him. As I said, there's Max von Sydow as a young man, a young actor. He kind of got a little Lawrence of Arabia vibe here, don't you think? Certainly an actor that we all are familiar with and have seen for many years. Is a Swedish actor. He, of course, he made his name doing the films of Ingmar Bergman. That's certainly what really kind of announced him overall as a force here. He passed away on Sunday, according to representatives at Diamond Management. They said, quote, "It is with a broken heart and infinite sadness that we have the extreme pain of announcing the departure of Max von Sydow." I love that. The departure of Max von Sydow makes it even better. It's not the passing, the death, the departure. I really appreciate that. Yeah, he was in The Seventh Seal, and of course we saw him just a few years ago in a very famous film. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Star Wars: The Force Awakens. He was in that, had that opening scene with Oscar Isaac, which was really cool. He was born on April 10th, 1929 in Lund, Sweden. He attended the acting school at Stockholm's Royal Dramatic Theatre before working in theaters in I hope I'm saying this right. Norrköping and Malmo. Malmo, I know, is a soccer team, so I know that from Sweden. So Malmo, I know that city from that connection there. Yeah, as I said, he was in Seventh Seal in 1957. He played Jesus in The Greatest Story Ever Told in 1965. And of course, a lot of people know him playing Father Lancaster Marin in The Exorcist. He was nominated for an Oscar in 1988 for the film Pele the Conqueror and for Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close in 2012. People saw, he was in Game of Thrones. Edgar Wright tweeted on about him. He said, "Max von Sydow is such an iconic presence in cinema for 7 decades. It seemed like he'd always be with us." It's true. That's the thing that's so incredible about him, is that you just didn't know, you just sensed that he was always just around, just there. He was in a million things. And so in your mind, you're like, well, he's going to be around forever because he never seems to kind of leave. I don't know, just never seems to move away from anything. He's always around it. He's always in a million things, and he always looks old, but yet he does incredible work in all of his movies, and anytime he pops up in anything he does. He handled comedy as deftly as he handled drama, and I always appreciated him in so many different things, like Hannah and Her Sisters. He was in that. I think a lot of people will remember if he was in that. Apparently, he turned down the role of Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music. That's a huge situation there. And so many other different things that he was a part of. He was in Shutter Island. Remember, he was the villain in Minority Report. Of course, a lot of people, and I'm sure Kalinowski remembers, he played Ming the Merciless in 1980's The Flash Gordon. He was in Never Say Never Again, another Bond film as well. I'm sure Kalinowski knows that as well. He once said in an interview that what I as an actor look for is a variety of parts. It is very boring to be stuck in more or less one type of character. And he certainly did all of that in so many different ways. He voiced a character in The Simpsons. As we said, he was in 3 episodes of Game of Thrones as the Three-Eyed Raven. So many people giving tributes. Kevin Smith did a fantastic tribute to him. He said, "The legendary actor who gave us both Brewmeister Smith and Ming the Merciless has finally laid down his king in the eternal chess match." Oh, great tribute from Kevin there. "Farewell, Max von Sydow. You were in many much more respected movies than Strange Brew and Flash Gordon, but I loved you for those flicks first." Guy Lodge said, "Farewell, Max von Sydow, an actor who could bring great gravity to weightless junk and quick, unpredictable humanity to, very grave films. His run of collaborations with Bergman have so much more life and electricity than the dour reputation with which people tagged them." So there you go. And Max von Sydow was christened Karl Adolf, which is a nod to his German ancestry. He said after the war, Adolf was not a good name. And this was in 2003. And then when I got into theater, people had trouble remembering the combination of Karl Adolf. So I thought I had to find something that people will remember, and that sounds more artistic. When I was in the Army, we used to put on a review, and I had a number with a fictitious flea called Max that could perform all kinds of tricks. This was a great success. After that evening, the Colonel always called me Max. Max von Sydow has 4 sons, 2 with his first wife, Christina Inga Britta Olin. And in 1997, he married Catherine Brelet in Provence and became a citizen of France 5 years later, meaning he relinquished his Sweden citizenship. So much love. Rest in peace, Max von Sydow, one of my favorite actors ever, and one of your favorite actors, I'm sure, without you even knowing it. And that's kind of the gift of a great actor, is that you find yourself feeling emotional about him, even though you may not remember 100% of all the things he was in. You know that you've seen him and he's been in your life for numerous decades. Even those of you who were born in the 90s or the 2000s, you've had Max von Sydow in your life on a number of things. Hell, even if you were born in 2010s and you were young enough to go see, I know none of you are watching were born in 2010, but you were young enough to go see The Force Awakens, you had Max von Sydow in your life. So numerous generations since the 50s have seen Max von Sydow in any number of incredible roles. and certainly enjoyed his talent and his work. And what more can you say about that? But damn if you didn't get it done. All right, got a couple of super chats that have come in. Will Watson says, with Outlaw Nation, could have a quick draw debate time. What does that mean? With Outlaw Nation, you could have quick draw debate. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Like a little quick debate with somebody, a quick draw. That's not a bad idea, actually. Draw. That's not a bad idea. A little bit of a mini segment with me and my guest where we debate about something that we are on opposite sides of. That certainly would be possible. It could be a lot of fun as well. All right. Matthew Hannon says, can you elaborate on the controversy with Mulan? Well, I don't think I can do it justice right now. I know there was issues going on because one of the actors or actresses expressed some support for the Hong Kong. And listen, don't quote me on this. This is what I think that I recall from having read these articles a couple of weeks ago, is that one of the actresses or actors in the film expressed support for the Hong Kong situation, and that became a massive problem, a massive deal politically for them because it's the film China. They were looking to my internet go down. No. Okay. Whew. All right. Are you guys still there? Is everybody still there? All right. Yeah, so Crystal Yufei Liu, are you guys still there? Is everybody? My live streaming seemed like it went down. Am I still up? Can you all let me know? Yeah. Is everybody there? Are we good? I'm gonna take a bite while you guys let me know if I'm good or not. Okay, good. All right, good. I'm gonna take one more bite. Sorry. Woo. Someone said, damn you, Beijing, or damn you, China. Damn you, Beijing, Jose Fonseca. Yeah, all right. Let me get into it real quick. All right, so one of the stars of the film, Crystal Yufei Liu, sparked a firestorm of controversy with her stated support for Hong Kong police. Official news outlets have publicly backed a hashtag support Mulan campaign, putting Disney in the awkward position of having its interests defended by the world's biggest authoritarian regime. On Monday, Twitter said, and this was on August of last year. So this controversy has been going on for quite some time. On Monday, Twitter said it had shuttered more than 200,000 accounts from China that were deliberately and specifically attempting to sow political discord in Hong Kong. Facebook followed suit that day, removing 7 pages, 3 groups, and 5 accounts originating in China and targeting Hong Kong. But comparable Chinese nationalist troll accounts continue to proliferate on Twitter, and Mulan star Liu has become their mascot and muse since she reposted a meme last week from the Communist Party mouthpiece, the People's Daily, that said, "I support the Hong Kong police," along with a heart emoji. Her post went up the day after the UN Human Rights Office accused the police of employing less lethal weapons in ways that are prohibited by international norms and standards. Pretty tough situation here overall. I think a lot of people are going against it too because of what was happening with, yeah. All right, and then Disney announced that they were going to remove Li Shang, right? They finally responded to the removing of Li Shang. Let's see. One change we've known about is, Li Shang will not be a character in the new film. He was the heartthrob. Producer Jason Reed cited hashtag #MeToo as the driving force behind this decision. It's apparently not a good look for Disney. He said, "I think particularly in the time of the hashtag #MeToo movement, having a commanding officer that is also the sexual love interest was very uncomfortable, and we didn't think it was appropriate." Well, Forbes here, who is this? Linda Melee. She wrote an article about this, and I think that quote was given to my old haunts there, to Wendy Lee. She wrote. Oh, by the way, Wendy Lee Zaney wrote a couple articles about Mulan there for Collider. Definitely read those. She's fantastic. I'm glad they're finally giving her an opportunity to write. She's only been there for how many years, and they're finally giving her a chance. But of course, it's a Chinese thing, so they're going to bring Wendy. Anyway, let's leave that alone. But either way, Wendy wrote some great articles about it, and so one or two I think she's writing here. But she said, particularly in the Me Too movement, having a commanding officer, that's what this Jason Reed person said. This is from the quote in Wendy's article. Now, Linda Malay, here at Forbes, she says this conveys a fundamental misunderstanding of the Me Too movement and of Mulan. For one thing, the romance between Mulan and Li Shang is a teeny tiny subplot that barely gets explored in the film, and not even until towards the end. By that point, the war is over, so Shang isn't Mulan's commanding officer anymore, and Shang goes to see Mulan at her home where she invites him to dinner. So where's the problem? #MeToo is about the absolutely terrible sexual harassment assault that women face in the workplace, but Mulan and Shang's relationship is built on mutual respect. Shang never, not once, makes unwanted advances towards Mulan, and in fact, it's Mulan that has the crush on Shang for most of the film, not the other way around. When they finally do decide to start a relationship, they no longer work together, and it is completely consensual. The romance in Mulan is actually one of the healthier examples of a relationship in Disney's repertoire of films. So there you go. I mean, that's something that's certainly a pushback on Mulan. A lot of stuff going on with that way. So, soggy miniseries. So, yeah, so there's a lot around this thing. Yeah, there it is. The Avinash says right there, the main actress supported the police action on Hong Kong protesters. So there's a lot of things that are involved in that. So there you go. Wendy made Collider run. Thanks, Wendy. Yeah, she does. Wendy was so happy. Yeah, I'm happy for her too. Says Kelsey, happy for Wendy. She is so smart. I'm glad they're finally taking proper advantage of that. Yeah. I tried to put Wendy on as many shows as I could that I hosted because I thought it was a crime that she wasn't on more things. And I know she's got her successful YouTube channel herself. She's very smart about these things, and I always enjoy talking to Wendy about a number of things. So I made it an effort to put her on any shows that I was hosting as much as possible. Mailbag being one of them, movie talk when I could, and those that change. And I had proposed when I was there the idea of doing a minority movie review show where it was going to be me and Wendy and Dorian and maybe Jay or whoever else was rolling through, people of color reviewing these films, because I thought that was important. But I was told that there was already something in motion, and it never came to fruition. So those are the things you try to make happen in the world the best you can on your end, and unfortunately it never happened. But Wendy, she's been on the Focus Feature stuff. I couldn't be a bigger fan of Wendy Lee Zaney, and I hope you all go and subscribe to her YouTube channel as well and read her article there on Collider. Give it clicks so that they can maybe give her even more opportunities to write. Lord knows she deserves it. Paul says, super chat here, actors and politics, always a risky mix. Yeah. Manny says, maybe I get Wendy on my streams. Yeah, we'll see. They've been kind of really weird about people, so we'll see if I get Wendy on my streams. I'd love to maybe do a special weekend stream with me and Wendy where we just talk about any number of things. I love that girl, so I'd be absolutely happy to do that. Been a sub to the Movie Couple channel. Big fan. Yeah. It's called The Movie Couple. Go and subscribe there. They're over, 28,000, 30,000 followers, so definitely go and subscribe. They do consistent work. She is a hard worker because she works all day. Then she'll come and do trailer reactions and movie reviews with her and her husband, Dustin. They do great stuff there. And Wendy, of course, is a great follow on social media because she's always getting into these events and doing great stuff with her universe and doing, these she's done. I think she did the fashion show this past Comic-Con, and she always has great new cool geek clothes or geek jewelry or geek items geek accessories that you can pick up, and she gets sent a lot of stuff that she does unboxings for as well that are pretty cool. So yeah, give her some love, give Wendy Lee some love, but give me some love on the Streamlabs and the Super Chats. Let me jump over and see if there are any Super Chats or Streamlabs rather here before I jump into my next topic. Let's see. Ben Rayner said, hey, John, I wasn't originally looking forward to the Black Widow trailer. I have to say the trailers have gotten me there. I think it looks awesome. Really looking forward to it. Phase 4 doesn't have the same level of excitement for me, but this does look good. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Ben. I think Phase 4 is going to be a little bit of a slow roll. I mean, look, after 22 movies, I think they have a right to take a little bit of a breath and just kind of figure out what they want to do next, and in that nature. So I don't fault them at all for taking a little bit of time here to figure it out. Hey guys, I have over 230 of you all in here. Please swing your cursor over, hit that like button. I'd love to get over 200 before I wrap this thing up at 9:30. Please, I'm at 121 likes right now. If you haven't given it a like, please swing your cursor over and hit that like button real quick. It'll take you exactly 2 seconds, or maybe 1 second if you're fast on the draw like Ben was in the speed round against Dan in Atlanta. So if you're that quick, maybe you've already hit that like button. But get me up there over 200. I mean, now we're almost up to 250 of you all in here. Please come give it some love. I really would appreciate it so much. I agree with you, Ben. I think the trailers have really gotten me excited as well. You get that kind of like smirk along with the high stakes that the story is probably going to tackle and confront and explore. And I'm a big fan of that. So absolutely, please give it. Please let me know what you think about the trailer. I'm going to do a trailer reaction to it later today. Certainly for it. Look, listen. I've been nervous about it all, and I've told you all openly about it. And I saw a couple of videos over the weekend from YouTube creators, like what's the mistakes I made when I first started, and just across the board, everybody said I was too nervous to do my content. I was afraid to do my content, and all of them said if I could go back in time, I would tell myself, don't be afraid, just put it out there, have fun. Who cares how many views it gets? Who cares if people like it or hate it? You're getting better at doing it. So this week is going to be an influx of a lot of trailer reactions, movie reviews, what have you, little things like that. Maybe what I was talking about, the quick shots. I do a 5 to 7 minute video doing the history of something, or maybe going on a rant about something that I want to talk about that has kind of caught my interest or caught my point of view. So there'll be more content coming here on the Outlaw Nation channel this week. Certainly look forward to all rolling through. And of course, I'll be studying for Paul Oyama as well, taking him on in the Schmodown really, really soon. So that's going to be something I got to factor into my day as well, trying to study about 2 to 3 hours of movie trivia every day to be ready for Paul Oyama. And if I take care of business, hopefully then to be ready against Irwin or Snyder in that order. So we'll see. We'll see. All of it rolling through here. All right. Jay Scotty for real says, who wins in a fight between Indiana Jones, James Bond, and the man with no name? Well, I'll take James Bond every time because James Bond has the gadgets. James Bond has the gadgets. The man with no name just has a gun and maybe a steel plate under his poncho. So, but James Bond has all the gadgets for whatever is coming from them. And Indiana Jones has the whip, and certainly he has used his gun in the past, and he is tough to kill. So I think he would take care of the man with no name a lot quicker than you think, but it would be the Indiana Jones versus James Bond situation that would take a little bit of time because Indiana Jones is so smart and he troubleshoots situations and he's crafty, so it wouldn't be easy to take care of him, but I think James Bond would eventually get the best of him. So there you go. There's your answer, Jay Scotty, for real. Chris Hall sends in one. He said, how was your weekend, Rocha? Do anything fun and exciting? I got drunk Friday and talked to lots of people about the Schmodown at the bars. Well, thank you, Chris, for doing that. Thank you for pushing the Schmodown in a number of places. That's a fantastic thing to do, Charles. I did anything fun and exciting? Not really. What we did was we watched The Outsider. We finished out The Outsider. We started on Saturday. We started Friday night, watched a couple of episodes. Then we watched 4 episodes on Saturday, and then we watched 3 episodes yesterday, and then watched the finale last night. So that was basically our weekend. We were kind of lazy on Saturday because both of us have been working kind of hard, so we just kind of slept in and laid around until about 12 o'clock. We didn't even eat breakfast till like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then came back and watched a little bit of that. I worked on a couple of things myself. She was working on a couple of things for her photography. She's about to launch her photography business, so she was working on that. And so a lot going on in our worlds. Very busy. Yesterday was running errands, getting a haircut, as you see here, getting the car washed, and coming back. And the LA Marathon was yesterday as well, so stopped off to watch a few people running past for about half an hour, 45 minutes. That was really fun. And then after that, head home, and we picked up, started watching The Outsider, finished it off, went to a friend's birthday party. My friend Sorry You Blue, who's a fantastic actress, she invited us to her birthday party up there Valley Village, was it? Somewhere up there. We went to a nice little place. And Saryu is one of my favorite people on the planet. What an incredible actress. She was recently seen in a number of TV shows and that new Children's Hospital, Medical Police. She's one of the actors in Medical Police, in a number of episodes of Medical Police. She was fantastic. She recently had that sitcom on NBC, I Feel Bad. So check out all her stuff. Saryu is one of my favorite people on the planet, and a damn good actress as well. So we had a good time at that birthday party. Came home and then watched the finale of The Outsider. So much to say about it. So much to say about it. I hope you all are watching it or are going to watch it. So, all right, that's all the super chat that I think I have, or I'm sorry, the Streamlabs I have right now. Is that right? Is that right? Yes. All right. Any super chats that I might have missed? No. Yeah, that's okay. Want to make sure. Yeah, people giving Wendy some love. All right. Wendy's great. Wendy's great lover. Yes, agree. Been a sub. Yeah, good. No Mushu. Yeah, no Mushu. What the f? But John Lee is pushing back a little bit here, and I think John Lee might have a point. I think a lot of people don't realize that China pressures a lot of their actors to speak out favorably for their government. That would not surprise me in any way, shape, or form. I mean, look what happens. Well, I don't want to get deep into it. That's for the Outlaw Nation show, and maybe we will tackle this subject on the Outlaw Nation show tomorrow night. That might not be a bad thing to throw in as one of our topics. So certainly is a possibility. Rick Zamora says, but Mulan is not a 16-year-old with a dream of becoming a housewife. Why is Mulan a Me Too moment? Yeah, I don't know. That's true. So who is the dang Phoenix? Mushu or not? We shall see. Yeah, Geek Chic. Geek Chic. That's what Rick Zamora says. That's what Wendy does. Geek Chic. Yeah, Jose Fonseca says, I'm glad more people are making a distinction between the Chinese government and its people. Chinese citizens are awesome people. True. Your King returns, jumping onto here. Howdy, y'all. Hello. Let's see. Is anyone else got it? Rocha, get it, Rocha. Outlawing Abound. 200 likes and Rocha dances. No. I'm not gonna dance. That's for sure. A lot of people congratulating Dan for his win. People wanting Galactus to be the villain. Let's see. Yeah, both Bond and Jones are resourceful fighters. They're pretty well matched, says Andrew Valdez. MK Songbird says, really enjoyed The Outsider. Now watching the docuseries, The Most Dangerous Animal of All, based on the book of the same name about the Zodiac. Oh, interesting. Oh, where is that on MK Songbird? What is that on? What channel is that on? I will absolutely watch that. Love the Zodiac story. So much fun. Yes, Westworld Season 3 starts out next week. That's for sure. That's certainly not the Paul. Oh, Paul? What's going on, Paul? Is Paul in there? You will knock out Paul. You were the second best in the game. Certainly not the fourth. Thank you, Yari. Oh, you mean Paul Oyama. Thank you, Yari. I appreciate that. We'll see. Yeah, but Dan Layson says no spoilers, but I think The Outsider stuck the landing in the finale, in my opinion. Let's see. The final season of Homeland has been great. Luffy has American citizenship. Oh, well, there you go. So maybe she's not a Chinese actress being pressured. Maybe she's an American and felt the need to say this. So let's see. Shots fired at Jake Iacobetta. Oh, yeah. I keep messing up Chris's name and calling him Charles. So sorry, Chris. That may take a while. Paul, what do you think of episode 7 of Picard? No spoilers. I haven't watched it yet. You know, we do with Geek Buddies, we do the reviews every 2 episodes. So we just dropped our reviews of 5 and 6. We just dropped that yesterday. Yes, yesterday. No, sorry, Saturday. We dropped it Saturday. So if you want to see our review for it, we dropped it on the channel. Or if you want to listen to it, we dropped it on the Geek Buddies podcast feed, which you can find in the description below. So there you go. All right, thoughts on Black Widow. This is a Haskell 420 sending in a super chat. Thoughts on Black Widow's estimated $130 million opening. I think it's certainly possible if the trailers push it forward and people are excited for it. You never know. It's Marvel. I don't count anything out with Marvel, you know. There's so much that could happen here. Certainly the trailers have been great so far. And as we just saw from, who was it, Ben Rayner. Ben Rayner said that the trailers have gotten him into the movie. So I think he's not the only one. I think quite a number of people weren't sure what to expect from a Black Widow movie. And now that it's projected to do so well, I think people are looking forward to it and hope it's a good one. So we'll see from there. All right, Andrew G sent in a super chat. The Rise of Skywalker DVD/Blu-ray release won't have deleted scenes. Do you think you'll pick up the novel to get some of that stuff that wasn't in the film? I ordered a copy as well as the art book because I love seeing what could or should have been. Andrew G, I respect you did that. Totally do. For me, I'm just about moving on. It's done. The trilogy is done. Let's all move on and move on to the next thing because this has certainly sparked a lot of anger in the fandom between both sides of people who either liked or hated the film. And so that's something that I certainly don't want to revisit. And filling in the holes, I don't think it does much for me. Like the fact that Rey's dad is a clone, like I thought about doing it on here, and I'm like, what's the point? And I know I am still considering doing the Star Wars show. It'll be just to be a half-hour podcast or half-hour show where I just talk about something. It won't be live. It'll just be a half-hour show. But I thought about that, but we'll see. We'll see. But I just think like this hasn't been a positive. Their attempts to retcon stuff. Most of the reaction has been pretty negative about it being Palpatine, about them filling in the holes of Palpatine, about how there was other scenes with Palpatine. And if you're not going to put the deleted scenes on there, I don't get it. Like, why talk about it so much in the press if you're not actually going to put the scenes on there? Did you not shoot the scenes? If you didn't shoot the scenes, at least have someone on there who's going to talk about what scenes you were looking to shoot. And if it was cut down, I don't know how you don't add the deleted scenes. But maybe they're doing this as a financial thing, which is like they're going to wait. There's that documentary coming out as well. There's an event for it sometime this week here in Los Angeles. Don't know if I'll be covering it. I'm going to reach out to the publicist and see if they'll invite me to cover it. We'll see. But there is a thing coming out that's going to be like breaking down the last, just the whole history of making this whole thing. And so that'll be there for people to see. But overall, I just don't feel that excited to find out all the backstory, about it all, because it just feels like they're just trying to make it all work. And it feels like the more they do to try to make it all work, the worse it gets. And I just don't understand doing that. I guess they're just trying to save face, and I respect that. It's a business. It's their highest rated IP. Certainly made billions of dollars for the company, so you want people to have a better taste in their mouths about it. But in the end, I think people just want to move on for the most part and kind of see what's next. People are enjoying the Clone Wars coming back. People loved The Mandalorian Season 1 and looking forward to Season 2 dropping in October. I think they just announced that Gina Carano had already finished all her scenes for Season 2. So those things are, Oh, sorry about that. Unplug the light. Hold on. Ow. Boom. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, people. The light came out with my foot. So it's been a hell of a Monday. What can I tell you? All right. There we go. Sorry. Any more Streamlabs? Any more Super Chats before we get into the last thing? The answer is... No, all right, let's move on here. All right, the next thing I want to talk about, let's see if I can bring it up here, and that is the Black Adam and the Rock. That's right. This was going on, he tweeted, or he put an Instagram up a couple days ago, talking about how that Black Adam and his Black Adam, rather, is going to change the DC universe in many ways. A lot of people thought he was going to show up in Shazam. He kind of did. Because that story in Shazam, the film with Zachary Levi, was influenced by Jeff Johns' run, which featured Black Adam. But he was kind of seen as the anti-hero, he was revealed as the champion who had fallen from grace and destroyed the Council of Eternity. If you guys remember in that Jaman Hansu telling Billy Batson about all of that. In the comics, Black Adam was the past champion who sought to claim the power held by the Council. He sealed the wizard Shazam away, and the world forgot the age of magic. Now, The Rock is never short on understanding social, not shy about understanding social media. He put up on Instagram this picture. Look at it. This guy is so ripped. I mean, look at those veins. Look at all that stuff. It's incredible how big he is now. He said in his Instagram, let me see if I can bring that up for myself. He said the hierarchy of the DC universe the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. Training and prep for #Black Adam has been a grind, but this passion project outweighs the sacrifices. Truth, justice, and the Black Adam way. #Eye for an eye. #antihero. Again, a Black Adam. Shooting begins this summer, Jordan. John Brandon Cruz at John Brandon Cruz. So there you go for The Rock. I mean, this is an incredible thing that he is saying now, just kind of like letting you know where his mindset is, what he wants to see. And remember, on Instagram, he also posted that picture of himself when he first announced that it was happening as Black Adam. Pretty badass picture. I think Boss Logic and him did that, I think. And it's a pretty badass picture overall of him as Black Adam. And it's one I certainly look forward to seeing really well. So, I mean, you get this idea. All right, what does this mean? Truth, justice, and the Black Adam way. That's a Superman shot. That's a Superman shot. So in my head, I started thinking about this idea of whether he could be, he could have something with Superman. Is this the way they're going to bring Superman back into the DCEU? There were rumors about they were going to attach him at the hip to Supergirl. They were kicking around that idea. Of course, Henry Cavill has not officially been released as Superman, so he's kept that alive with the little pictures he's taken of himself looking at, a version of himself as Superman or talking about the suit. He didn't chime in on the Snyder Cut stuff. But if you look at Black Adam's power set, it is very similar to Superman's. But it's not, of course, it's not based in alien biology. And this is coming, of course, from Screen Rant. Got to give him some love there. So he can take on, he has the stamina of Shu, the swiftness of Haru, the strength of Amon, the wisdom of Zehuti, the power of Atan, and the courage of Mayhem. These are equivalent to the powers wielded by Billy Batson, but Black Adam has obviously been practicing his powers for quite some time. This would be the way to go about it. I think this excited me overall as I looked at this situation. Superman versus Black Adam would be absolutely badass. I mean, Henry Cavill versus The Rock is just more of an equal battle in your mind than Zachary Levi's Shazam, Billy Batson versus Black Adam. Also, Black Adam has been doing it for centuries now, whereas Billy Batson and Shazam are still new to their powers. So that's a bit of a mismatch. And although you did kind of see that in Man of Steel with Superman and Zod, but Zod was on Superman's planet. He had the strength of the sun with him. So there was a little bit more of a believability to that fight than you would normally see here. But with Black Adam, I think Black Adam versus Superman is a more logical thing. And maybe that's how, because remember Zachary Levi said he won't be appearing in the sequel and he might be in 3. So in the third Shazam film, if they do a third Shazam film, so this could be very, very interesting, especially because Black Adam fights to win. He fights to win. There's no morality with him or anything like that. And I thoroughly enjoy this possibility. And there's so much about him that could work with Superman as well. Because, I mean, once again, this is a superpower being that Superman is challenged by. And in a lot of people's complaints about Superman is that he's so powerful, he's so big, he's so strong, nobody can take him down, nobody can beat him. And so I don't feel related to him. I can't connect to him, his vulnerability. Of course, a lot of people love Superman with truth, justice, and the American way and all that he's had in the past, and enjoy what he symbolizes, right? What we can be. And the fact that he loves Earth as much as he does, loves its citizens as much as he does, even though he's an alien, an illegal alien, a foreigner on the world, on Earth, he still loves the planet and its citizens as deeply as anything else. It's his second home, literally the only home he's known for almost his entire life. So there's a strength in that. And if Black Adam threatens that, wouldn't this be a titanic confrontation? Yeah, nothing against Zachary Levi. I just think Henry Cavill, Dwayne Johnson, this is the smashing of large dudes. It really kind of appeals to my professional wrestling mind as well. This idea of these big dudes slamming into each other for the future of a planet or the future of the world would be fun to see. And he is a murderer. So, I mean, it could be another situation here where Black Adam or Superman has to confront a murdering being like he did with Zod. So all of that is possible overall. So we'll see. I mean, he's certainly someone that a lot of people enjoy in the comics. I think more than Sinestro, more than a majority of villains in other titles that are in the DC universe, Black Adam is one of those quietly powerful villains that people kind of respect and revere and want to see do more. And so if The Rock does incredible work with Black Adam, do we have Superman coming in to stop him? If he's an anti-hero, what does that mean? Because of course the anti-hero is what The Rock was in wrestling, so it makes all the sense in the world for him to go up against someone like Superman, who is a face versus an anti-hero. Those are some of the best battles you'll ever see in professional wrestling. So would that work overall? We shall see. We shall see. And there's a lot to support the possibility that they could slam into each other, not just their powers, but their storylines and the connections they've had before in the comics. So I would be down with that. What do you all think? Let me know as we wrap this up, this episode of Mornings with the Outlaw this morning here. Let me know what you all think about it. Let me see. I want to see if there's any Streamlabs or Super Chats coming through just yet. Any new ones? No. All right. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about The Rock. I'm excited about Dwayne Johnson. I hope he will be I hope they do the right thing with this character, with this title. And I don't know. I just hope it kicks ass. That's what it would, at the end of the day, that's what you really want it to do, is kick ass and be something you enjoy watching and enjoy seeing him sink his teeth into, and the next progression of Dwayne Johnson as an actor and as a performer. I mean, Hobbs and Shaw made so much money. Yeah, it didn't make Fast and Furious money, but it certainly made close to Fast and Furious money. And for a spin-off movie, you can't ask for more than that. So I'm incredibly happy about that. Kelsey Kirkland says she's having a hard time picturing him as a hero. Yeah, that's right. Go read. Oh, Sang says, go read Doomsday Clock. Yeah, I haven't caught up on Doomsday Clock yet. That's in my mixology or comicsology queue. So definitely going to rip through those. And by the way, I started this out this weekend. I started compiling a Amazon wish list. Thanks to a lot of people who were suggesting about it. Suggesting me to put stuff on it. So I put some comic book titles. I put some stuff I might need for streaming and things of that nature on there for the channel. So I'll be releasing it maybe tomorrow. But like I said, I'm really weird about it because I don't want you guys to think that I'm asking for this stuff. But I'll put up a wish list if you guys want to donate stuff or buy stuff and send to me, comics or whatever. Then and I'll pay you back by doing a review of it or giving a shout out, whatever you would like. In that way. I've always been weird about it, so but I've encouraged by a number of people to do it, so I'm doing it, and we'll see what the reaction is from everybody. I put some movies on there as well, so just kind of keep it all in the vein. And I suppose I just put some funny stuff, some more conventional stuff like toilet paper or tooth or maybe my hair gel. Or tooth Oral-B stuff or whatever. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'll put stuff on there. And of course, I will take all your suggestions. Any suggestions you guys have for me to put up on the wish list, I will put up, because I don't want it to seem like I'm asking people for anything. Already, with everything we do, it's kind of, I'm good. I'm just good. I just don't want to feel that way from you all. So let's see. Oh, John Paul sent in a super chat. Thank you so much. He said, did you hear about the Q&A on Reddit Louis Leterrier did about the Incredible Hulk? He said he and Norton completed a director's cut in 2010 with plans for Hulk versus Wolverine in the sequel. Then Disney bought Marvel. Oh, man. Really? Hulk versus Wolverine is one of my favorites titles. I have that book somewhere in my collection of comic books. Let me see if I can find which one. I forget the cover, and I'll see. Man, I know I have it. I just can't remember what I don't see the cover here on anything that I worked on or bought. But I know I have Wolverine versus the Hulk in a comic book. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. What is it? There it is. It's the ultimate. Yeah, it's the ultimate one. That's right. Let me see if I can bring it up for you guys real quick. Maybe I can do it real quick and bring it up on the OBS. Give me 2 seconds. This is how the show goes sometimes, people. I bring stuff up randomly as it comes up in conversation. I hope you don't mind the wait on it. But I will do it justice by bringing it up here real quick. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. Yeah, there it is. All right, boom. There it is. All right. Kind of off center. So let me fix that real quick. Boom. There. All right. Oh, Wolverine versus Hulk #1. Yeah, this is the one I have, and I bought the series because I was so into it. So to hear that they were kicking around the possibility of doing this in the sequel, of course, excites the living hell out of me, because these are two incredible fighters, and it's always fun when they go at it. Any of the titles, and they've gone at it a number of times. So to hear Leterrier say he was kicking this around is incredible. So thank you so much for sending that in. I'm going to go read that Reddit a little bit later today, but not surprising at all. But always, we always get that director's cut. Oh, it's so funny. Ine Adams says, Rocha, hello from the Philippines. Hello. Pretty awesome. Thanks for joining me here on the Philippines. Hulk number 18. That's right. Hulk number 18. Wolverine first appeared in a Hulk comic. There you go. All right. And listen, guys, I'm at 253. You all in here. Please give me some likes. I got 159 likes. Get me over 200. I got about 5 minutes left in the stream. Would love it if you get me over 200 before we wrap this thing up. I've got 40 more to go. Please give it some love. 40 more likes would be great. I'm at 252 of you all in here. Please give it some love in that way. Chris Scorpio sent in a super chat as well, just showing some support. Just showing some support. I showed up late working. Oh, thank you, Chris. Please, any support is all. Just you watching or listening to this is support. So thank you so much. You today on send. Let's see. You see my yikes. Billy Atwood, I am not going to read your comment. That is inappropriate. Disrespectful. Disrespectful. Thanks, Bruce Leroy. Just stopped by to show some love. Thank you so much. Yeah, likes have been. Let's go. Let's get me up to 200 before I got to wrap this thing up in about 3 minutes and head on off to SCN Live and shove down this cereal before I head on off to SCN Live. Just want to thank you all so much. Let's start ending the stream now because I got to wrap it up. Thank you all so much for giving me some love here and joining me this morning on Mornings with the Outlaw. As I said, this will be a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday show going forward. And on Tuesday nights, don't forget the debut of the Outlaw Nation. Let's put that up again one more time. Where is it? There it is. A little video for you. Boom. That's right. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, that is a show debuting tomorrow. It's going to be wide open. All kinds of things. Dealing with anything that's going on in the world. You guys know, remember from the old Outlaw Nation, we talked about gun stuff. We talked about politics. We talked about entertainment. We talked about mental health issues. Talked about suicides that had happened. We talked about all kinds of things. All of it's going to be covered on the Outlaw Nation show. And it's going to be chill. Very chill show. Just talking about what's going on in the world. And I'm kicking around having a guest on every week if I can. And kind of tackling the topic. It'll depend on if they want to tackle the topic or not. So that's going to be a lot of fun there. So please join me on the Outlaw Nation show tomorrow night. But Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:15 to 9:30. That's going to be Mornings with the Outlaw. 8:15 to 8:30 is pre-show. We're talking, give everybody the shout out who is joining me. And then from 8:30 to 9:30 is going to be me just talking about what's going on in the world of entertainment. What's the latest news going on in the world of entertainment. It'll relate to the thumbnail. And occasionally we'll throw in new things like we did with Max von Sydow. Max von Sydow's unfortunate passing this morning. So things of that nature. All right, follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. Thank you so much to Jake Iacobetta for moderating the chat. And again, much love to the Action Army. Well, my episode finally passed Mark Ellis's episode as the most watched episode there for Chill to Action. Truly an honor, truly a joy. I stopped in for about 10 minutes last night to enjoy them all going on their 5.5 hour live stream last night or whatever it was. So much love to the Action Army. Thank you for having me as a guest, and I'm honored to be the most watched show of Chill to Action. I said all the belts, all the records, all the views as well. So there you go. Come join me on SCN Live in about half an hour. Don't forget my Patreon over there, www.patreon.com/John Rocha. I'll be jumping into the Discord today, and then probably having shows with you all over the week and helping me study for Paul Oyama, and then hopefully, if I handle business, help me study against Irwin or Snyder. So there you go. Have yourselves a great Monday. Enjoy yourselves, and like I say, every Monday, it's a new week. It's a new start. Whatever happened last week happened last week. Whatever happened over the weekend happened over the weekend. This is Monday. Yeah, it can be tough. Mondays can be tough. Mondays can be a grind. Mondays can be just terrible. But Mondays can also be great new beginnings, great new starts, great steps forward for your life. So whatever you need to do to take that step today, just even if it's a half step, even if it's a tiny step, a baby step towards you feeling better about yourself or you feeling better about your world or creating something better in your world, please do so. Please be inspired inspire to do so. If no other thing, hear my words and let me tell you to be inspired to do so. You never know what can happen for you. Here, I'm in the trenches fighting like crazy to create this Outlaw channel and build it up as much as possible, and I can't do it without the help from you all. So I thank you all for helping me take my baby steps to create this whole thing and build it up as much as possible. We go into March. Hopefully by the end of March, the channel is even stronger, even more clear about what its mission is and what it's going for, thanks to you all. So, all right, that's my message for you all. Love you all madly. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully for the Outlaw Nation show. And if not, then hopefully on Wednesday morning at 8:15 for another episode of Mornings with the Outlaw. Don't forget SEN Live in about 29 minutes. Come join me as I host, and I'll see you then. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.